bells will be ringing. A glad, glad news. Oh, what a Vlogmas we bring to you. Everyday vlogs, food and things to entertain you once again. Hey y'all. So this is day 21 of Vlogmas. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do today. You know, I did my little mukbang earlier for the mukbang rebels with my chicken and my green beans. So I didn't know what to do tonight, so I decided I'll just wrap some gifts and chit chat with y'all if anybody comes in, because gotta get some of this done. Yeah, my tree is purple, so whatever goes under my tree has to match. Took me a long time to finally find some purple wrapping paper, but I found it yesterday. Hey, babe. Hey, Lady AK. Hey, Tasha. All right. I have to kind of try and do this as much kind of out of the camera as possible, because those two little nosy girls I know will jump on the computer to see what I have. So you're not actually really going to be able to see the gifts themselves, because they will jump in the stream and be looking. I'm trying to get the chat up so I can see it. There we go. Hey, Edward. All right. I'm left-handed, but I'm even-handed, so you will see me switch and do everything with both hands. I might cut with my left hand. I might cut with my right hand. You never know. All right. Hey, DC. Yep, I had to go get some tape. And when I went in there, it only took me about maybe 7 minutes at the most to find tape. For one, I had to find tape. Find tape. Find ornament hooks, because we needed ornament hooks. And find the kids' traditional early Christmas gift that I get them. But after that 7 minutes of me finding the stuff, I got to wait an additional 55 minutes because they only had 2 registers open in the whole store. Even the self-checkouts were closed. You couldn't even self-checkout. They closed all the registers but 2. And the 2 that were open weren't even moving. Like, we sat there for 20 minutes and no one was checked out in the store at all for 20 minutes. We were just standing there at a standstill. And then finally, here comes the manager. And he sees all these people. There was about 30 people in line at this point. And he's like, oh no. So he runs over and he opens a 3rd line. And of course, when he shows up, then the lines, you know, all 3 lines start moving again. But there were 20 minutes and we were just sitting there. So it took me an hour to get tape. You're wrapping tomorrow? And then the only tape I was able to find is this double-sided tape. And now I can't get the double side off. Well, they did have some Scotch tape, but I didn't want to pay for it because it was $4. And I didn't want to pay $4 for a roll of tape. But if anything, I'll just get some tape tomorrow at my store that I usually work at because there's plenty of tape everywhere. Just tape all over the store at my store. We'll just skip that part because it don't peel off. This is one of Shayla's gifts. It's actually 3 gifts in one because it's one object and then 2 accessories to go with the object. Hey, Gudras, haven't seen you in a while. And I still haven't seen today's Christmas story. Did they play it yet? Did they post it yet? Is that Kim? I don't have hamsters, Kim. They're guinea pigs. They're in their cage. I think it's supposed to be Trey and Nene. I think that's who she said. Kim, the guinea pigs are in their cage. I'm wrapping gifts. I'm not going to get a guinea pig. It's gift wrapping time, not guinea pig. Hey, Doran, how are you? All right. Put a tag on here. It's not a regular tag. I guess I just have to write on it. Hey, Nani. Yeah, I pretty much always have a head wrap on. can't say I really like Christmas shopping, Lauren. I don't like shopping at all. Not my thing. Ugh. I'm good, Nani. How are you doing? All right, there's one. And this is combined gift for the girls. Is there just 3 of them? I think so. Okay, 4. Got some cords. Yeah, I'd rather shop online than in the store, truthfully. For one, I don't like crowds. For 2, I don't want people pushing. I don't want people acting crazy. I definitely don't want nobody to try and take nothing from me, because that'll be a whole bad idea. And then I hate situations like tonight, walking in the store and they have 2 registers open in the entire store that aren't moving, and all the self-checkouts are closed. Just as a general, I pretty much always use self-checkout unless I'm working. When I'm doing my events in a store, I have to go to a normal register, because you have to make sure that they know, you know, because I don't work at Walmart. They have to know that I paid for the products that I'm using, you know, for my event. So you always go to a register. But just in general, when I do my normal shopping, I do self-checkout. Because for the most part, hey Lips, how you doing? I'm way faster than most of the cashiers. There are a few that are as fast as me, but especially this time of year, there's a lot of brand new people. I'll do it. I'll do it. I don't have the patience. All right, so like I said, these are a combination gift for both girls. Some cards so we can play cards. I worked at Walmart when I was pregnant with Rayon, and until she was about 2. So about 3 years I worked at Walmart. And I just became a really, really fast cashier. and I'm still fast. They used to have contests to try to win like free gift cards and stuff. Who was fastest? Who rung up the most people? Stuff like that. And I like winning gift cards. So I got good and fast. But it also makes the day go by faster too. The faster you check out, the more people stay in your line and, you know, keep you busy and moving. Because if you're busy, especially at Walmart, you have so many breaks and stuff. It's like if you're, you know, moving fast and you're checking people out, it seems like you just started and they're like, oh, time for a break. You go on that break, you come back, you check out some more people. Time for a break. Time for your lunch. You know, when it's slow at Walmart, they have you go and stand at the end of the register to wait for some people to get them to come to your register. Very rarely did I ever have to redline. I think really the only time I ever redlined was Black Friday. And that's because that's, you know, before it actually opened for Black Friday. You had to be there at like 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. And you were just standing there at the end of the line waiting for people to go and get whatever they wanted and come check out. Pretty much the only time I was ever at the red line. Yeah, people do act crazy during the holidays. They really do. And like what I'm doing now, you know, I'm always in the store, but I don't actually work for the store. But people are constantly, you know, they will pass by all the Walmart employees, all the people wearing blue. They will pass by every single person wearing blue, all the people wearing a yellow vest, and come over to me. I'm sitting here with gloves on, making food, and they come ask me, where is so-and-so? How come you don't have so-and-so? I'm sorry, did me over here painting this gingerbread house make you think I had something to do with the hamburger meat? If you ask that man right there that's got the big old pallet full of meat, he could probably answer your question. Oh, post office. Oh, I know that's bad. I know that's bad, especially holidays. That's a whole nother level of angry people because the lines are slow. I hate going to the post office myself. That's why most of my bills are paid online. I don't buy envelopes. I don't go to the post office. I don't want to stand in line to mail anything. You paid your bills online. I remember my first apartment. My first apartment is actually my first apartment and my second apartment. It's the only apartments I've ever really lived in, other than my ex-husband's, but I technically didn't live there. But only apartments that I had, you know, that were mine in my name was actually the same ones. It's over here across the street. And when I moved into that apartment, I went to pay my water bill, which I thought was this little water bill company here in our city. I drove up there to pay the bill because you couldn't pay online or whatever. They had no online. So I drove up there to pay. And when I got there, everybody was like, oh, this isn't us. This isn't our bill. I'm like, what do you mean this isn't our bill? Are there other water companies in town? She's like, no. So I had to call them. And I'm like, how do I pay this bill? Like, she told me this wasn't the bill. And they were like, oh, well, we're located in California. And I'm like, California? So how do I pay you? Can I pay on over the phone? No, we don't take phone payments. Okay, can I pay online? We don't take online payments either. And I'm like, so I have to mail you my bill money? And she's like, yes. And I'm like, well, you're not going to, if it's due tomorrow, you're not going to get it by tomorrow. And she's like, oh, well, because we're in California, we don't have a way that we could turn off your water or anything. It's just, you just pay when you pay it. We can't turn it off because we're in California. And I was like, okay, well, you get paid whenever you get paid, because I don't go to the, I don't do post office. I don't own any stamps. I don't own any envelopes. So we'll figure this out some kind of way at some point, I guess. And what the apartment finally started doing was just going ahead and adding it to my rent. So I was like, if you think I'm going to go out and buy envelopes and stamps just for this water company y'all picked that's in California, I'm not. Hey, Alyssa. You're rapping too? Those kids are awfully quiet. I don't even hear the TVs. You rather pay people to do it? It's not hard. All right, to Rayon and Shaylin from Mommy. All right. 2 down. Oh, there's Rayon's main gift. All right, let's switch colors. I don't even know if I've ever seen any places here in Oklahoma that actually offer wrapping. Because like in Houston, if you went to like JCPenney's or Dillard's or Macy's or anywhere, they actually have like gift wrapping stations. I don't recall ever seeing that anywhere here in Oklahoma. I don't even know if that's an option here. But I don't actually go to the mall. I will say that I do not do any shopping, Christmas shopping at the mall, because the mall is really far from me. We don't have any malls close. We just have strips. All the close malls closed down. So I have to go like 20 plus miles to get to a mall. We have 3 malls and they're all right by each other. Is it 3 or is it 2? Quail Springs, Penn Square. Maybe it's just 2. Quail Springs just kind of spreads across, but it's still the same mall. When I was a little girl, we had one right here in this city, and it closed. I want to say that closed when I was in like junior high. And then when I graduated high school, the other closest one was still open, but by the time I graduated from college, that one closed too. That one's was called Crossroads, and that one closed down too. My papa was telling me yesterday, "Hey, Queenie Clem, how you doing?" Because yesterday there was actually a shooting at Penn Square Mall. And he was telling me yesterday that that's actually, or day before yesterday. Yesterday there was a shooting at the AutoZone here in this town. But my papa was saying that the reason why the mall that was here closed and why the Crossroads closed was because of shootings. Hey, Tonto. I'm good. How are you? I didn't know why they closed. They all closed when I wasn't actually here in Oklahoma. I just knew when I came back, they weren't there no more. But he said it was actually from shootings. But the fact that we've had 2 shootings in 2 days is crazy. I don't think I've heard about a shooting in years. You know, that wasn't like a robbery. You know, there have been lots of robberies and stuff like that, but just random people arguing and shooting all of a sudden, I don't think I've heard that since we've been living here. We've been here going on 7 years, I think. That's my oldest daughter's gift. Hey, Big T. No, get off of this. I have a couple more small things that I want to get, but if I don't get them, like, it's okay. I can get it's stuff I can get later. But there are a couple things that I'd like to get. Why you hate it with a passion? Christmas and Thanksgiving are my favorite holidays, simply because it's family. Like, you know, it's the time that family gets together and you spend time with family, because it's just not really a thing that happens now. Like, when I was growing up, you know, the family got together every Sunday. Like, you know, it was like, you know, the movie Soul Food. Everybody all came over on Sunday. Like, that was how we were. Every Sunday we were together. We were together every holiday, but we were together every Sunday anyway. Like, we were always, you know. And now, only time you really see family is a holiday or a funeral. No, Tonto, don't do that. Outside of your children, you don't need to be trying to please anybody. The holiday is about family and being together and spending time. It's not about what you spend your money on. So outside of if you have kids, you know, getting them a few things to see, and it's mainly for you to watch them because it's just fun to watch kids open their gifts. You know, see the look on their face, watch them tear open the packages and stuff. That's, you know, fun for you to watch and see. But just random grown folks, don't put yourself out trying to please grown people. They can please themselves. Grown people can buy what they want, when they want, how they want. Don't put yourself out. Shoot, if anything, make people something. Make some cookies. Make some spiced tea. That's something that I try and do. I try and make every year. That reminds me I need to buy the stuff to do that. Because my granny used to make spiced tea and what she called trash, which is what they call Chex Mix now. But she called it trash. She made trash. She made spiced tea. And she made, I think they call them haystacks. Every Christmas, like every holiday season, she made spiced tea, trash, and haystacks. The haystacks is like pieces of pretzel, peanuts, and then melted butterscotch morsels. And it just is kind of a clump, and they call it a haystack. I never liked that. It was way too sweet for me. And then her trash that she made, her Chex Mix, was all 3 flavors of Chex Mix, Tabasco sauce, Worcestershire sauce, Lawry's seasoning salt, garlic powder, onion powder, and a pinch of brown sugar, and butter, melted butter. Put it in the oven and let it get crispy. And then the spiced tea is Tang instant tea, red hot candy, cinnamon, ground cloves, and that's it. Just all mixed up, and she just put it in those little you know, the containers that the instant Kool-Aid comes in, little plastic containers. When she would make Kool-Aid all year, she'd keep those containers, and she'd fill those containers up, and she'd wrap them in gift wrap and give to people for Christmas. People got trash, which she'd buy those little trash cans you can get like at the dollar store, little mini trash cans. She put the trash in the trash cans. She put the haystacks in like one of them little plastic Tupperware bowls, and then she put the spiced tea in one of those little things and wrap it in Christmas wrap. And so I try to do the spiced tea. I used to try to do the trash too. I've never done the haystacks. Like I said, I hated the haystacks, so I wouldn't even taste them to see if they were good. Well, if they don't want sentimental, then they don't need nothing. If they don't appreciate sentimental, they don't need anything. They can be happy with nothing. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. If it's not a child, I'm not going to stress myself out. Okay, I think I got everything from over there. Okay. I think I'm going to wrap 2 more things tonight. Okay, I think I'm gonna put this one for Rayon and this one for Shayla. Oh. Hey, Farrah. Thank you, Tonto. Shayla must be asleep. It's awful quiet. For Christmas, I'm making lasagna, but I'm gonna be making gumbo probably Tuesday. I went and got my blue crab and my shrimp today. I'll be making that probably Tuesday. I need to contact MK Bites and see if he's here. If not, I'll just have to freeze his gumbo. If he is here, then I'll just figure out when he wants to, where we can meet, and I'll take it to him. So he can do a video sampling my gumbo. But yeah, I'll make that probably Tuesday or maybe Monday when I get off work. If I ended up leaving early, because what I'm supposed to be doing Monday is the same thing that I did today. And I'm not sure if there's going to be any more crackers. So you just got to keep practicing, Tonto. Just keep practicing. And start with easy stuff. Don't try, starting with the really hard, complicated stuff. Because you'll get frustrated trying to do something complicated. Start with something easy where you can get real comfortable doing that. And then you work up to something else and up to something else. And eventually you'll cook anything. What is she doing? It's probably something real simple. You just miss a step at something. I remember the one thing that I was never able to cook was cornbread. My cornbread would not turn out right. Never, ever, ever. It was always wrong. And, you know, my granny could be standing there with me, telling me exactly what to do. I would do everything she told me to do. And it'd be wrong. It would not turn out. And then my granny would end up having to make cornbread. It just would not turn out right. Now, if she measured this stuff out for me, if she measured out the flour and the cornmeal and the baking powder, and all I did was mix in the eggs and the milk, it'll be fine. But if I did it, it would not work. But I think that was just like God's little way of making my granny do something. Because my granny had stopped cooking and stuff altogether. I did all the cooking and stuff. She didn't cook anymore. So the only thing she did was get up and put the cornbread in the bowl. And so up until after she passed, I could not make cornbread. It would not turn out. And then after she died, I did the same thing I always did, what she always told me to do. I put it all in the bowl myself and made it, and it was fine. It was cornbread. It was exactly like it's supposed to be. Yeah, start with something easy. One of the things that I've started people to learn to cook was just like a chicken and rice bake. There's a very, very easy chicken and rice bake that you can do. All you do is take dry, uncooked rice and just pour it in the bottom of a casserole dish. Just cover the bottom of the casserole dish with rice. Don't have to be cooked, just uncooked rice in the bottom of a dish. And then sprinkle you some seasoning in there, some salt, some pepper, some garlic powder, onion powder. Then you can put you some broccoli in there. or some green beans. Just a frozen bag of broccoli or a frozen bag of green beans. Put that in there on top of the chicken. Sprinkle a little bit of seasoning on top of your vegetables that you put in there. Cut up some onions. Put them in there. Then all you do is you take either some chicken breast or chicken thighs, whichever one you like. No skin, skinless. You can have bone if you want bone. You don't need the bone. It can be boneless. You're going to put that on top. And then you're going to season that too. Everything you put in there, every layer, you're going to put a little bit of seasoning. You're not putting a lot of seasoning, just a little shake all the way across the top for each layer you put in there. So by the time you're done, it should be well seasoned. Then you're going to pour in 2 cans of cream of something soup. You can use cream of mushroom. You can use cream of celery. You can use cream of chicken, whichever creamer you like. Or you can use a combination if you like more than one of them. You can put some cream of celery, some cream of mushroom, or some cream of chicken and some cream of mushroom, or cream of chicken and cream of celery. Whatever you like, doesn't really matter. After you put those 2 in there, pour in 2 cans of water on top of that. Then you're going to cut a few pieces of butter up in there and just drop it in different spots across the top. You're going to wrap that whole can in foil. Put it in the oven on 350 for about 45 minutes. And then you're going to take the foil off and put it back in the oven. Well, actually, yeah, well, 2 different things. If you would like cheese on it, at the point when you take the foil off, you can add some shredded cheese on top. If you would like cheese, you do not have to add cheese. It's good with or without cheese. If you don't want the cheese, just take the foil off, put it back in the oven, and let it cook for about another 20 minutes. And you have chicken and rice and whatever vegetable that you put in there. If you leave the vegetable out, then you just have chicken and rice. You have arroz con pollo. If you add the vegetable, if you added broccoli and cheese, you got chicken and rice casserole, basically. Chicken, broccoli, rice casserole. You added green beans, and you have a green bean chicken casserole. But it's very simple, and it tastes good. That's what I've started a lot of people at. Make a bowl of cereal. I actually just asked for gift cards, and then hopefully I end up with enough gift cards. If I combine them all together, I can get what I want. There's 2 things that I would like. One, they have this new Instant Pot blender. It's a blender, but it's a blender that actually cooks. Like, it's an actual blender that you can set a temperature and it heats up. It's a literal cooking blender. It's like the Vitamix. I've always wanted a Vitamix, but the Vitamix, like, you can supposedly make hot soup in a Vitamix, but it doesn't actually heat up. What it is the blades spin so fast that it will get warm. Not necessarily boiling hot, but it's, you know, it's hot enough for you to, you know, have a nice soup. You couldn't like put meat in it or anything like that. You wouldn't put raw meat in there and put it in that blender and think it was okay to eat. But this Instant Pot is actually cooking. Like it, you actually can set it, you know, 250 degrees, whatever. It's actually cooking. And so I would like one of those. But then also the other thing that I saw that I want is the Wolfgang Puck air fryer slash pressure cooker slash, what else did it say? It's air fryer, a pressure cooker, a yogurt maker, a sous vide, slow cooker, a saute pan. That. That. You don't eat any of the cream of soups, Farrah? No celery, no mushroom or chicken? If you don't like any of the cream of soups, then you just have to literally put some cream in yours. Have just like an unseasoned cream sauce. All right. Let's do another color. Oh, okay. Well, you could do like chicken broth or chicken stock. Chicken broth or chicken stock will work. See what I mean? Sometimes you see me grab the scissors with my left hand. Sometimes you see me grab them with my right hand. I confuse people when I'm working because I'll be up there cutting stuff. And then I'll switch to the other hand and start cutting. And they're like, Hey, DeAndrea. Hey, Chef Mika. And if you do it with broth, then you don't add the 2 cans of water. You don't need the extra water if you're doing all broth, because the water is to thin out the cream. Yep, I'm even-handed. My grandmother taught me to be even-handed. She taught all her kids and me, because she raised me also, to be able to use both hands just in case. And also, if you have to, your feet. Because she always felt like, you never know if something could happen and you wouldn't be able to, couldn't use your hand. What if you lost the hand? So figure out how to use the other hand. And it's just like, what if you lost both hands? Now, she didn't go all out with the figuring out how to use your feet, but like little stuff, like if I drop something on the floor, I could pick it up with my foot. I can't use any scissors with my foot or cut anything or anything like that. But I can pick something up. Got it. Yeah, true. My granny was very determined about certain things that she wanted her kids and her grandkids to know, because like the way she grew up, my granny's mom picked and chose certain kids that she taught certain things. Everybody didn't learn everything. And so my granny was taught to clean. She was taught all the cleaning chores in the house. So that's what she knew how to do. She was, you know, that was her chore, was cleaning. She could wash clothes, wash dishes, clean the house, you know, all the cleaning stuff. Well, she was never taught to cook. So when my granny married my papa, she didn't know how to cook. Nothing. Not a single thing did she know how to cook, because her sister, my Aunt Dean, was the one who did the cooking. She's the one that was taught to cook. And my granny was the one who did the cleaning. So, you know, they would be, you know, left at the house. My aunt would my aunt would cook and my granny would clean. And, you know, by the time for my great grandparents to get home, they'd have all the housework done. And so, when my granny got married, she couldn't cook. So, and she didn't tell my papa, so he didn't know. And he was getting ready to go to work, and he took out a bag of beans and he said, "Here, cook these for dinner." And he left and he went to work. And she just said, okay. She didn't tell him anything about it. She didn't know how to cook. So she just took those beans and she poured the, you know, bag of beans into a pot, and she put some water in there and she just turned it on. She was like, I don't know. So when he came home, you know, he sat down, he got his beans and he started eating. He took a bite and broke a tooth. There was a rock in the beans. And he said, "Did you wash these beans?" And she was like, "Wash the beans?" And he was like, "Do you know how to cook?" And she said, "No." He said, "Okay." So my papa taught my granny how to cook. And he's like, "First thing, you got to wash beans. Like, you can't just pour them out in the bag and cook them. You got to wash beans." But my papa taught my granny how to cook, because his mother taught all the kids everything. Boys and girls all had to know how to cook. They had to know how to clean. They had to know how to sew. They had to know how to work in the garden. She believed in teaching everybody everything. And so my granny was like, that's what needs to happen. That's what I want in my family. That's how I want my kids and grandkids. Everybody needs to know how to know everything. Because she really hated the stuff that she did not know. She hated, you know, not knowing how to do certain things. And she's like, you know, I should have been taught that. All right, so there we go. I think those are, oh no, okay, wait. I got one more. Rayon's book. was a bookworm, but I was a bookworm who was also in everybody's kitchen. If somebody was cooking, I was in the kitchen watching. This is a book I got for Rayon because it's kind of a creepy kind of story. And Rayon is a lot like I was when I was her age. And I liked creepy, scary books and movies. Like, I used to read my mom's books. My mom was a bookworm. And so my mom had like Stephen King and Dean Koontz. And I would go in her room and take her books and read them. No, she didn't hide it. My granny and papa got married very, very quickly. My papa actually was supposed to marry someone else. My papa got drafted into the army. And there was a girl that he was talking to before he went. And that was actually supposed to be his fiance. Like, that was the person he was actually supposed to marry. And when he came back, she married somebody else. She had married one of his cousins, I believe. And yeah, he came back and she had married one of his cousins while he was gone to war. And he knew my granny, like they had met before or whatever. And he saw her somewhere, and they were talking, and it was just like a couple weeks or something, and he asked her to marry him. And she told him, yeah, like they got married really, really fast. Really, really fast. And he re-enlisted. He got drafted into the army, and then when he came back, he couldn't get a job anywhere because everybody, because when he came back from the army, he bought himself a truck. And, of course, way back then, it was still all racism and all that kind of stuff. And the man that he used to work for, he went up there to try to work. And the man told him, you got a better truck than I do. You don't need to work for me. And he wouldn't let him work. And he couldn't get a job anywhere else. Nobody would hire him. So that's when he decided, he walked into that Air Force recruiting office, and he was like, if I already went to the army and did all my time, can I come in here and enlist too? And the man said, you sure can. So he walked in there and enlisted. And he was going back. And so he married my granny. And so he went to boot camp. And then when he came back from boot camp, they got married. And then when it was time for him to go off to wherever the first place was, she went with him. I think the first place that they went was San Antonio. I think that's the first place they went. No, it wasn't. I'm not sure where their first place was, because when they were in San Antonio, they had kids at that time. So I'm not sure where they went first. But they were married for like 4 or 5 years before they had kids, which, is kind of unheard of back in those days. So my granny actually never wanted kids. And I told y'all that story before, that her mother-in-law tricked her and had her start taking some Geritol. She told her that she didn't look well. She told her she looked like she might have been anemic. And she needed to start taking some Geritol every day. And within like a month of her taking Geritol, she was pregnant. And she had my aunt. And then before the year was out, she was already pregnant again. She had my uncle the very next year. And then she was pregnant again. She had my daddy the very next year. And then my grandmother's mother came in the bathroom on her one morning when she was getting ready. And her mother saw the Geritol sitting on the counter in the bathroom. And she yelled at my granny. She said, "Damn it, Newbie, that's why you keep having all these babies. You can't take this stuff. That's why you keep getting pregnant." And my granny stopped taking the Geritol and she didn't have any more kids. And so my great-grandmother, my papa's mother, actually tricked my granny. Because apparently Geritol is the secret to getting knocked up. Hey, 802. Hey, Sid. Right. Exactly, Tonto. And my granny said that all the time. If she had not done that, she wouldn't have had no kids. She would have never had any kids because she did not want kids. My granny never wanted kids. She actually always said she wanted to be married 6 times because I think she had an aunt or something, an aunt or a cousin or somebody that she knew had been married like 6 or 7 times. And she wanted to be like her. She wanted to be married 6 or 7 times. She didn't want any kids. She was just going to get married and get divorced and get married. I don't know why she thought that was going to be like, that's what she wanted. I don't know why she thought that was cool. But that was actually what she wanted. She wanted to be like that cousin. And then she ended up with 3 stair-step children. Now I was wrapping Christmas presents. And married to one man for 51 years. And she was a devious something. She was a little evil genius over there with that. And Granny could not understand. She was just like, I don't know why I keep getting pregnant. I don't know why I keep getting pregnant. And every time my granny would get pregnant, because, you know, like I told you, she went with my papa wherever he got stationed. She went with him to Germany. She went with him to Hawaii. She traveled with him wherever he went. But every time she would find out she was pregnant, she'd get on a plane and fly back home to Texas to her parents' house. And her mama and dad told her, you married. You can't keep coming home. Especially because you're pregnant. You need to go on back home to your husband. All right. Excuse me. Woo. All right. So we've wrapped 6 gifts. We've got like, what's in there? One for Shirley. For Raymond. Okay, yeah. We got everything wrapped. It's not still covered up and hidden. And I won't put actual bows on the boxes until they're under the tree. However, I'm going to position them because I don't want to crush the bows. Now I'll figure out which ones are going to be on top and those will get a bow. But yeah, that was that, y'all. That's the wrapping we're going to do for tonight. Put my tape and my scissors in here. Get my bows, that way we know where that is. So what, you're sitting down there watching me to see what I'm doing so you can come and get some soda when I stop?
No.
Then how'd you know that I stopped and you could open the door?
I heard you.
Don't pour that on my bed. And don't get a whole bunch. You need to go to bed. I might. I don't think I've done a video making lasagna. I don't think. But I'll definitely be cooking the gumbo I'll be doing live. That'll be Tuesday or Monday, depending on if I get off early or not. But I'm not cooking as much for Christmas. So Christmas won't, even if I do cook, it's just I'm making lasagna and I'm going to make calamari. Because Rayon wants calamari. So I'll be making lasagna and calamari. The lasagna I'll cook the day before because I like to make my lasagna a day ahead because it tastes better the next day. So yeah, I have 2 desserts to make. I need to make a pound cake and I need to make this lemon dessert that I'm going to make. And I've got to make purple pie. I went and got those potatoes for purple pie today. So that's probably what I'll be doing tomorrow is after I get off work because I work tomorrow. But after I get off work, tomorrow will be a dessert day. Yeah, tomorrow will be a dessert day. So there'll be a pound cake video and then a lemon dessert video. Yeah, that'll be tomorrow. Yeah, the flavor soaks in. So I'll yeah, because Christmas Wednesday, so Tuesday, I'll make the lasagna Tuesday. And then Christmas is supposed to be going to my brother's house in the morning, Christmas morning. And then whenever we come home, I'll make the calamari. I'll marinate it. When I'm doing lasagna, I'll go ahead and cut up and clean the calamari and let it soak and marinate. So I'm not gonna say too early on Tuesday because it'll finally be my first off day in like 5 days. So I'm not gonna be up extra early. Probably I'll probably say maybe noon. Hey, real deal chick. Maybe noon would be about the time that I go live and do the lasagna. Because that'll give me time to do it and then still you do something else too. I I'm in the South, academics. I'm in the South. Trying to think of what else it is I need to buy. Gift wise, I need to do some writing and thinking. Gotta get something for my brother and his wife. I don't know what to get them. No, I'm not writing a book. I just like what gifts that I would still be getting, what I still need to get. So I think my oldest right now is the one who is short. Yeah, because right now Shaylin has 4. Shaylin has 4 and Rayon has 3. No, because Rayon has that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then 1, 2. Okay, they might actually, but they're actually even right now. They're actually even. No, the sentimental was for grown people. That was a grown people thing. I don't know anything sentimental I can get to my brother and my sister-in-law. We haven't known each other long enough to be sentimental. Yeah, I don't have anything sentimental because he never got a chance to meet my granny. So he doesn't like, none of that stuff would be sentimental to him. You know what I mean? He never got to meet her. Like I can make it for him and then he'd know, you know, this is something she used to make, but it's not, you know, not going to remind him of anything. I don't know. I was thinking about something like maybe getting them like a crock pot. Or Instant Pot or something like that. And give them Geritol. No, they already have 2 kids. They're good. They don't need no more. We're going to avoid the Geritol. Yeah, I think something like a pressure cooker or Instant Pot, crock pot, something like that. Because they do most of their cooking on the barbecue grill. They do a lot of barbecue grill. So if I think I give them another gadget, and tell them some stuff that they can cook using a crock pot or Instant Pot, something like that. I think that might be a good gift. Give them some ideas for some other things. And then it's also some, meals, using a pressure cooker or an Instant Pot, crock pot. They can, food can cook while they're at work, because she's a nurse and he does contracting. And so that's one of the reasons why they do, grilling, because it just, come home and it's fast. Just, put a couple chicken breasts on the grill. But I think if I can get them that and then give them a few recipes of stuff they could put in the crock pot, it would help them and not have to do so much Sonic runs and McDonald's runs when they don't feel like trying to grill something. I think that's what I'm going to do. And write down a few recipes for them that they can cook. I think that's what I'm going to do. And I need to make a Papa a gift basket. That's what I usually do for him for Christmas. Christmas and Father's Day, I usually make him a basket of different things that he likes. He likes those, the crackers. They have the cheese and peanut butter and the peanut butter crackers. Then there's the Captain's ones with the sour cream stuff in the middle. He likes all those different flavors of crackers. I get him a bunch of those, like a big pack of each flavor of those. I get him every intensity of the Ghirardelli dark chocolate, because my grandfather loves dark chocolate. He says it's good for his blood. So he actually takes a piece of dark chocolate and puts it in a smoothie every morning. Hey, Mona. Get him dark chocolate. I'll get him the crackers. He needs cherry juice, carrot juice. I just gave him a thing of collagen, so I don't think I'll give him some more collagen right now, because I just gave him some. Maybe another thing of CBD oil. Make him a basket. What are they doing? But yeah. that's what I'm gonna do, y'all. I'm gonna get off of here so I can get ready for bed because I do have to work in the morning. And yeah, think of what recipes I want to write for them. Yeah. So I don't know if Trey and Nene have posted their you did a mug cake today? I'll check it out when I get off of here. Trey and Nene are supposed to be doing today's okay, I'll check it out. 25 Days of Christmas Story by Chris and Kay. So I haven't seen it yet. It wasn't up the last time I looked, so maybe it's up by now. I'm gonna look for that. I'll go look at Mona's video first. And yeah, I will see y'all tomorrow. So come back. What I said doing tomorrow? Desserts. I'm gonna do some desserts tomorrow. I think that's what I said. Is that what I said tomorrow? I think it's what I said. I'm gonna do some desserts tomorrow. After I get off work. I do work tomorrow, like I said, so it'll be later. But I gotta make a pound cake and I gotta make a lemon dessert. And I have to bake the purple sweet potatoes for the purple pie. Yep. Okay. So yeah, come back tomorrow. See me for my dessert videos. We'll do 2 separate videos. I'm not gonna put them together. That way, if people want to see pound cake, they can see pound cake. If they want to see the dessert, they can see dessert. Just for later. I gotta decide what kind of pound cake I'm making too. So yeah, come back tomorrow. Thank y'all for watching. Thumbs up, subscribing, and sharing. And I will be back tomorrow with some desserts. So y'all come back now, you hear? Bye, y'all. Hold on, where's my mouse? I can't buy y'all without a mouse. There it is. Nice talking to you too. Night, everybody.